Electric cars are no longer a futuristic dream. They're the present and the future of transportation. Yet, despite their growing popularity, countless myths still cloud people's judgment. EVs don't have enough range, charging takes forever. Or even they're worse for the environment. These outdated beliefs keep many from making the switch. But here's the truth. Electric vehicle technology has evolved dramatically, making many of these concerns completely irrelevant in 2025. In this video, we'll bust 5 of the most common EV myths and reveal why they no longer hold up. If you've ever doubted whether an electric car is right for you, stick around, because what you're about to learn might just change your mind. EVs don't have enough range. For years, people feared that electric cars would leave them stranded with dead batteries. But in 2025, that myth is officially outdated. Just a decade ago, most EVs had a range of around 100 miles, making long trips a challenge. But today, modern electric cars like the Tesla Model S and Lucid Air easily surpass 400 miles on a single charge. Even budget-friendly models like the Hyundai Ioniq 6 offer over 300 miles, more than enough for daily commutes. Charging infrastructure is also expanded massively. In 2020, there were around 100,000 charging stations in the US. Now in 2025, that number has doubled. With ultra-fast chargers refueling cars in just 15 minutes, range anxiety is becoming a thing of the past. So if you're still worried about EV range, it's time to forget this myth and embrace the future. Charging takes too long. One of the biggest concerns people had about EVs was the long charging time. In the early days, charging an electric car at home could take 8-12 hours, making road trips seem impossible. But in 2025, this myth is completely outdated. Thanks to rapid advancements in charging technology, ultra-fast chargers like Tesla Supercharger V and Ioniq's 350Q stations can charge a car from 10% to 80% in just 15-20 minutes, about the time it takes for a coffee break. Even at home, things have improved. With Level 2 chargers, an overnight charge now provides 300 miles of range. Plus, bidirectional charging lets EVs power homes during blackouts. Charging networks have also expanded. In 2020, there were 100,000 public chargers in the US. But by 2025, that number has more than doubled, with thousands of high-speed stations placed along highways. So, if you still think EVs take too long to charge, it's time to update your facts, because in 2025, refueling an electric car is faster and more convenient than ever. EVs are more expensive than gas cars. For many years, the high initial price of electric vehicles, EVs, has been a major deterrent for potential buyers. Early EVs were often seen as a luxury only the wealthy could afford. But in 2025, this myth is no longer valid, as the landscape of the electric car market has dramatically shifted. In fact, prices for EVs have dropped significantly, making them more accessible than ever. In 2020, the average price of an EV was around $55,000. Today, in 2025, that number has dropped to around $40,000 for many mainstream models, with some even dipping below $30,000. Affordable options like the Chevy Bolt EV, Nissan Leaf, and Tesla Model 3 make electric cars a viable choice for a wide range of budgets. With ongoing advances in battery technology and manufacturing processes, the cost of producing EVs continues to decrease, and these savings are being passed on to consumers. Additionally, various incentives make EVs even more affordable. In 2025, the U.S. government offers up to $7,500 in tax credits for qualifying EVs, while some states and local governments offer additional rebates. The long-term savings from reduced maintenance costs, no oil changes, fewer moving parts, and longer-lasting components also add up over time. Considering these factors, when you compare the total cost of ownership, EVs are actually more cost-effective than gas-powered cars in the long run. The initial price gap is shrinking, and the financial benefits of owning an EV have never been clearer. So, if you still believe that electric cars are only for the rich, it's time to rethink your stance. Because in 2025, EVs are becoming more affordable for everyone. Electric cars are worse for the environment. One of the most persistent myths about electric vehicles, EVs, is that they're worse for the environment than traditional gas-powered cars. Some critics argue that the production of EV batteries and the electricity used to charge them outweigh the benefits of driving electric. However, in 2025, this myth has been debunked by both scientific studies and real-world data. It's true that manufacturing an electric car, especially its battery, has a higher environmental impact than building a traditional car. But here's the crucial detail. The lifetime carbon footprint of an electric car is still significantly lower than that of a gasoline vehicle. According to studies from the International Council on Clean Transportation, ICT, by the time an EV has traveled 60,000 miles, it has already surpassed the environmental performance of a conventional car. This is because, over the course of its life, an EV produces far fewer emissions, even when accounting for battery production. The electricity used to charge EVs is another area where significant progress has been made. In 2025, the power grid has become greener, with a larger share of electricity coming from renewable sources like solar, wind, and hydroelectric power. In fact, in countries like Norway and the Netherlands, where renewable energy makes up a major part of the grid, EVs are virtually carbon neutral. Additionally, advances in battery recycling are making it easier to reduce the environmental impact of battery production. Recycling processes are becoming more efficient, and many AV manufacturers are working toward a closed-loop system where old batteries are reused and repurposed, significantly reducing waste. So, if you've ever heard that EVs are worse for the environment, it's time to let go of that misconception. With cleaner grids and more sustainable practices, electric cars are undeniably the greener choice in 2025, helping to combat climate change and protect our planet. EV batteries don't last long. For many, the thought of an electric vehicle, EV, battery degrading quickly over time has been a major concern. The idea that batteries lose their charge capacity after just a few years kept many people from making the leap to electric cars. But in 2025, this myth is no longer a valid reason to avoid AVs, as modern battery technology has evolved to address these concerns. In the early days of electric vehicles, it was true that some older battery technologies experienced significant degradation over time. However, today's EV batteries are designed to last much longer. Lithium-ion batteries, which are the standard in most AVs, have seen dramatic improvements in energy density, longevity, and performance. Most EV manufacturers now offer warranties of 8 years or up to 100,000 miles, and in some cases, even longer. For example, Tesla provides an 8-year warranty on their Model 3 and Model S batteries, and many owners report that their batteries maintain 80 capacity even after 150,000 miles. Additionally, advancements in battery management systems and temperature control technology have helped to significantly reduce the wear and tear on batteries. These systems ensure that batteries remain at optimal performance levels, preventing overheating or overcharging that could shorten their lifespan. Another major factor contributing to longer battery life is the shift to solid-state batteries. which are expected to be more durable, safer, and longer lasting than traditional lithium-ion batteries. Many manufacturers, including Toyota and Volkswagen, are investing heavily in this technology, and it's likely that solid-state batteries will become the standard in the coming years. So, if you're still worried about EV battery life, it's time to forget that myth. In 2025, electric car batteries are built to last, offering longevity and reliability that make them a practical and cost-effective choice for the long haul. So, there you have it, 5 myths about electric vehicles that are no longer true in 2025. From impressive ranges and fast charging times to affordability and long-lasting batteries, the reality of owning an electric car has changed for the better. As technology continues to improve and the world shifts towards cleaner, more sustainable transportation, electric cars are no longer just a trend, they're the future. If you've been holding on to these misconceptions, it's time to embrace the truth and consider making the switch to an electric vehicle. The benefits are clear, and with each passing year, the barriers to owning an EV continue to break down.